Welcome to SAU Magazine, a weekly news program coming to you from Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.
I'm Erin Clark.
And I'm Leigh and Griffin.
Our guest today is Esra Kavuk, an international student from Turkey.
Ezra, what made you decide to come to SAU?
I'm a transfer student from Miami. I just applied like many universities from there, and SAU answered me immediately, so I just end up here because Miami was really expensive for me. So here is much cheaper and affordable, so I just came here last December.
So when you came from Turkey, you moved to Miami first?
Yes, first actually to Tampa, and I went to English course there and studied there like a semester, and then I came to Miami to go to Miami-Dade College. I studied like one semester also an English course there. Then I applied for the college and they accepted me, and I just continued my studies and I finished my associates in art degree there, and then I came here.
So as an international student, when you came to America, did you speak any English?
Actually, we had some classes when I was in high school, but we didn't talk at all, so my English was pretty bad. Like, nobody knew English actually there when I was in high school. So when I came here, I was struggling with English, so I had to go to course, actually.
So how long did it take you to learn English? Because I can't imagine coming from Turkey and not knowing anything and then coming over here and you speak it so well. So how long did it take you?
Actually, the most important thing was I never had Turkish friends when I was in Tampa and Miami, so I kept up English better than everybody there. So I just learned English in 1 year, in 2 semesters, and then I took an TOEFL and I got accepted to the college.
One question is, where are you actually from in Turkey?
Okay, I'm from Istanbul. Everybody knows that it's the capital, but it's not. It's the biggest city in Turkey. Ankara is the capital, so I'm from a big city which is like 70 million population. So I came from a big city.
Wow, I bet that's a lot different coming from 17 million to Magnolia. Okay, so you came here from Turkey, and you said that in Florida, when you came to Florida, you were an art major. Is that right? Is that what you said? You studied art in Florida, or what did you study when you were in Florida?
No, I mean, I applied for broadcasting and journalism major, but I finished my 2 years degree there, and then I got my associate in art degree, and I came here to have my bachelor's degree.
So you are a broadcast major here at SAU, or?
Yes, I'm in broadcasting major, yes.
Okay, so what year are you in school? Is this your third year, or is it actually what classification are you, is what I'm trying to get at. What classification are you?
Okay, this is my first semester here, but I started as senior because it's gonna be third year probably. Yeah.
Tell us some things that you do like about SAU that's different from like Miami and Tampa and all that.
Okay, that's pretty different, of course, because there is also a big city. Miami is a big city too, so I was having really good time there, and going to clubs are very very popular, and I was going to movies a lot because there were many different theaters, big theaters, 24 different kinds of movies they were showing, and here is totally different, more quiet. I prefer here actually than Miami because I don't like big cities, big traffic and all those things. So I prefer here being quiet, but I'm also still struggling having some friends and going out also. So like that.
Well, that's neat. So tell us more about Turkey, because other countries just really interest me, and meeting exchange students and all that really interests me. So tell me some things that when you were in Turkey that you did, or what made you decide, why did you want to come to America? Why didn't you want to stay there? Just tell us some things about that.
Okay, first of all, I will tell about my country a little bit. Turkey is the connection between Europe and Asia, so we are little bit of connection country, and so it's surrounded by 3 seas, and so it's kind of in the middle of Europe and Asia. About me is I decided to come here to America because actually I wanted to be a lawyer all my life, But when I took the test in Turkey, I couldn't pass the math exam. So I said I decided to come here and study law, being a lawyer. But the thing is, the law in America and Turkey totally different, so I had to do something else. So I just applied for an internship in Turkey in a TV channel, and I liked it very much. So I said I can be a broadcasting major, and so I came to America to have.
So after you get your degree and you go back to Turkey, is that right?
Yes, I will definitely go back to Turkey.
What do you plan on doing when you get back there?
Last summer I wrote in a magazine, so probably I will end up writing in the magazine when I go there, which is SAU Magazine. It's sold by like 22 countries in Europe.
SAU Magazine, like the one here?
Yeah, like the one here, yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting.
That is interesting. Okay, so tell me a little bit some more about Turkey as far as like religion and things like that. What are your main religions there?
Okay, I am Muslim, like the religion is Islamic, of course, but Turkey is the only Islamic country that has democracy. So we're totally different than other Arabic countries.
When you go back and forth between Turkey and the United States, how long is what I'm trying to get out, does it take to get back from Turkey to America?
I mean, I go every summer and also in Christmas time, and it takes about 20 hours to get there, of course, like more than like a day, so it's hard.
Well, that was great. Thank you so much for being here. We've been speaking with Esra Kavuk, an international student from Turkey. This is SAU Magazine, and we'll continue in a moment.
The SAU Broadcast Journalism degree program features a wide variety of professional experiences.
Students are responsible for producing and marketing radio and television programs each semester.
SAU Magazine, a radio news program, is available to stations in Arkansas and bordering states.
The SAU Report, a television interview program, is available to cable systems in Southwest Arkansas and Northeast Texas.
More than a dozen courses are offered in the SAU Broadcast Journalism degree program.
Writing, reporting, and hands-on experiences are stressed in these courses.
In addition, graduating students are more perceptive analysts of mass communication and broadcast journalism.
They are very competitive in the job field and for opportunities as graduate students.
Information about the Broadcast Journalism degree program can be found on the internet at saumag.edu.
That's saumag.edu for an excellent educational opportunity.
I'm Richard Gamble.
And I'm Brannon Williams.
We're speaking with Cledis Stuart, Assistant Dean of Multicultural Affairs and Student Advancement. So, Mr. Stuart, could you please tell us how was this office established on SAU's campus?
Sure. In 1995, the president at that point in the administration was concerned about the graduation and retention rate among African American males on campus. And he started to conduct a series of meetings to see what were some of the reasons that students were staying, 4 and 5 years and not being retained and not graduating. And through those meetings, he discovered a number of things, a number of hurdles that were there for those students. And one of the students specifically asked, why isn't there a multicultural services office on campus? And it was further researched, and that was spring of '95. Fall of '95, I was hired for the position and have been here since.
How many programs and activities do you sponsor?
Well, several programs and several activities. I sponsor the NPHC. I'm the advisor for the NPHC organization, which is the National Panhellenic Council, which is the governing body for all of our historically and traditionally Black Greek letter organizations here on campus. And I also advise the Black Student Association here on campus. I work primarily with our freshman students with the Project POW peer mentoring program, in which we match up all of our freshman students who live on campus, African American and Hispanic freshman students who live here on campus, with a peer mentor, someone who has demonstrated an ability to succeed as a college student. We match those types of students up, upperclassmen, with freshman students to help them have a more successful freshman year experience, which is one of the programs that's ongoing, and sponsor a lot of one-time or need-based activities and programs. For example, if there's an issue of relationships or an issue of respect on campus, if we see that it's pervasive on campus, we'll usually do some type of program or activity to address that in an open forum for discussion. And then those organizations that I advise also sponsor programs based on whatever the need of the student body may be, as well as ongoing programs. For example, the NPHC group does an annual Panhellenic banquet in which they award themselves for their outstanding work. Our Black Student Association sponsors an annual, this will be the third year of it, an annual extravaganza or pageant, where men and women compete for a $2,500 scholarship here on campus. And incidentally, that's coming up in the next couple of weeks, March the 16th. But there are several different types of programs and activities that we do. Those are just the more ongoing things that are done through my office.
How many students around SAU feel about the program?
Real good question, and I can probably give you an anecdotal answer to that question. There seems to be a lot of positive response from the student groups. I do an annual survey for my Project POW program, the peer mentoring program that I mentioned earlier, and generally the response is usually very positive, in the upwards 80% positive, responding to the services that are offered through that program, and then the different mentors that they receive. So. Without having much actual research on it, anecdotally, I think it's probably a positive response that the students have for the office and the services.
Are you involved in any organizations?
Yes. I am actively involved with local organizations, Today's Youth, Tomorrow's Leaders, which is a branch of the Leadership Magnolia program here in town. And then on the state level, I'm involved with the Arkansas Association of, ACPA, Arkansas College Association of Arkansas Association of College Personnel, I'm sorry. And I've been active in that organization for the past 10 years.
Has being in all these organizations stressful and trying to maintain your career at the same time?
Actually, they're helpful. A lot of research, a lot of best practices, that things that other campuses are doing, and I get a chance to hear and network with my colleagues across the state, and in some cases across the nation, to see what's going on their campuses, what are the trends, what are the issues, what are the problems, and if they're common to what we are experiencing here on our campus, and we get to compare and contrast and make advancements and adjustments with that information and those relationships.
So could you tell us something about this campus that we can better about the campus? Make it better?
Another one of the things that I do is diversity education here on campus. I'm not the sole person that provides that type of activity, but probably one of the main focuses of my office is to do diversity education. When you matriculate at an institution of higher education, you're going to, if you attend class, you're going to get that academic side of it. And what my office and the student affairs offices, departments do is try to ensure that student has opportunity to develop socially as well. So. And to answer your question, how can we better the campus? Well, any opportunity to take advantage of any social development, social interaction with people that are different from what you're normally used to, can do nothing but help you develop into not only a more marketable person, but just a better human being. So, taking advantage of all social developmental activities.
Our guest on SAU Magazine has been Cledis Stuart.
Thanks for listening.
SAU Magazine is a production of broadcast journalism students in the Department of Theater and Mass Communication at Southern Arkansas University in Magnolia.